Oh,
Hi,
broadcast.
this is Michael Bean, and you're listening to Sweet Feather Jesus. Hey, this is Michael Bean, and you're listening to me from Sweet Feathering Jesus. Did I do it again wrong? Hi, this is Michael Bean from the Terminator and Aliens, The Abyss, and you're listening to Sweet Feather Jesus. Hi, this is Michael Bean from the Terminator and Aliens and The Abyss and a whole bunch of movies like The Rock, Tombstone, and you're listening to Sweet Feathery Jesus. Have fun.
Oh my goodness. I haven't heard this in a while.
No. What's this song?
I don't know. What could it be? Oh my goodness. Hello, Chuck. How are you doing?
Good, man. How are you?
Pretty good. Pretty good. Here, let me bring the volume down here. All right. Okay. Yes, it's Sweet Feathery Jesus, everybody. How long has it been? A couple of years, I guess.
It's been a long time, man.
Yeah, it's been too long. Too long. Sorry about that, everyone. It's just been, a big cluster for the past couple of years, as I'm sure you all know. I'm Belasco, for those of you who don't know. Over there in North Carolina, that is Professor Chuck Turtleman. And his device disconnected. Wouldn't you know it? I knew it was going to happen as soon as we started. His device disconnected. It's been an issue all evening. And there he goes. He's gone. How about that? Well, we had some things planned. I don't know what's going to happen now, at least not until Chuck can get back on. So, how's everybody doing? Oh, is he back?
Yeah.
There he is. Okay, finally. We're going to be dealing with this all night, aren't we?
Yeah, probably. All I have to do is unplug it and plug it back in, and it works again. It's great. But I've got to figure out, if it's the cord or my focus right, or there are three things I might need to buy a new one before the next show, but I have to figure out which one it is.
Yeah. So yes, you guys obviously can see me. Chuck is an avatar because he doesn't have a webcam. But we're going to go over some things. But first of all, I just want to say, how was your pandemic?
Oh, it was wonderful.
Yeah.
Yeah. Honestly, the beginning of it was pretty awesome, except for not making any money.
Right.
I own a retail store and pet supplies, and man, nobody. Chewy was making all the money for the about 18 months there, but
yeah, it's weird how that worked, right? All the online providers were doing just fine. The mom and pop stores were left out in the wind.
It was tough, but fortunately, I don't spend a whole lot of money, so I had a little nest egg, enough to write rent checks and utilities, and things are booming now. Everything's better than it used to be, honestly.
Good. Now you got out of the fishmongering business, right?
Yep. I opened to be a tropical fish store, and I also did some reptiles and amphibians because they were a personal hobby of mine. I only have my tortoise, a dog, and a cat now these days.
How about that? Oh, a cat.
Yes, I've added a cat.
Oh, okay.
Surely you've seen him on the Facebook page. At least when I first got him, I took a bunch of pictures and videos.
Yeah, I think I saw it when you first got him. I haven't seen him recently.
He's a weird little cat, man.
Is he a kitard?
Yeah.
He is. Okay, yeah. All right. How is he a kitard? First, what's his name?
Jack.
Okay.
And how is he a kitard? Oh, goodness. I would have been ready for this if I knew that question was coming. You know how you can do the present thing on here and I can show you stuff?
Yes. Yes. Let's try this new tech and see what we can do with it.
Yeah, boy. Let me see if I can show you a picture of my cat, Jack. You know what would be faster? Let me text you a picture of my cat, Jack, and you can show the people. Because,
whatever you do, Don't bump anything. Don't bump anything in your setup. Nothing.
Really?
Yes, I don't want you to disconnect again.
Yeah, well, I hope it's that simple, but we'll see.
All right.
All right, so here incoming is one picture of my Ketard Jack. I'm just going to text it to you.
I'm getting it right now, folks. This is the magic of live streaming. We can actually share with you, the audience. Now, those of you that are going to be listening on the podcast feed, which I will be sending out after we do this, you could still come back here and watch if you want. There's not much to watch except for me at the moment. But eventually, if we keep doing these, we may have some more fun stuff to share. Now, I'm going to share what the image that Turtleman has brought here. Where is it?
I've sent you two now.
Okay.
The second one is more Ketardy, but the first one is what I want you to see first. And I'm going to tell you one other weird thing about this cat.
Okay.
You got the picture yet?
I'm getting it right now.
Okay.
Let's see. There it is. Okay. Well, now it's not wanting to show it for some reason.
First time, people. We'll get good at this. Hold on.
Yep, this is what you deal with. I tell you what I'm going to do. I'm just going to go. Let's see. That should work, but who knows? Let's do this. And all right. Yes, the magic of live.
Yeah, we probably should have tried sharing stuff on video first.
Well, I've got it here, and there it is. Now, no, I can't share that. I can't. So I'm getting it. I'm getting the file, and I'm trying to share it, but it's not giving me the option to share that particular picture.
Do you have an iPad or something?
No, not right here.
If you had a big enough phone, even, I'd say just blow it up right and hold it up to the webcam. But what do I know? I don't even have a webcam. Although, if we keep doing this, I guess I got to get one.
Well, I mean, you don't have to, but I mean, I tell you what I'm going to do.
Then I'd hold the actual cat up and go, here's why.
There we go. So here he is right here.
Yeah. Now that is Jack sitting on my range bag.
Okay.
I had just come back from the gun range shooting, and Jack, as he is wont to do, and you put anything in the floor, he gets on it, and it's like, claims it. But he has an obsession with my gun bags. And especially when I've shot a lot of rounds and I'm putting stinky, dirty gun smoke guns and empty casings and stuff in that bag on the way home. There's something about that smell. It's like catnip to him. You notice the cat essentially has no ears.
Right.
They don't catch well in photos, but he's got really weird blue-green eyes. And they're not the normal green color of a cat's eyes. They're kind of pale.
Okay.
But show the next photo.
All
if
right.
you can do that as easily.
Let's see what we got here. I believe it is. Nope. That was what we did before. That's what we did. There we go.
Yeah. Now, he is a cute cat.
Okay.
That is a cute fucker, Jack. Man, I love him. We had a tough go for a while there. I had him for about a year, and then suddenly at 5 a.m, he started yelling every morning, like he needed something. I get up and stumble around the house, and it's like, you've got food, you've got water, you've got a flowing fountain of water. There's no predators in here. It's warm. You've got all these blankets on the couch where you like to sleep.
Why does he seem so sad here?
Man, because sometimes he's just inconsolable. And I'm telling you, like that morning shit, man, it like broke my heart. But I kind of figured out after that, I think he was just marching around because he woke up and was getting going. Nobody was out there and he needed to shit.
Right.
Because every morning after all this routine, I'd hear him go to his litter box. And so I have a customer, my store lady, who all she does is play senior cats
Mm-hmm.
in homes. And because, everybody wants kittens and stuff. Nobody wants the 10-year-olds like Jack,
Right.
like we adopted. And I was like, what do I do? And she goes, you should sharply yell at the cat. And, every time he does it before it's daylight, at least, and it's probably some confusion, dementia type thing. She's convinced.
Really?
And dude, every morning he'd meow and do his thing. I go, Jack, knock it off. And dude, my internet lady would get so mad at me. And you don't have to. Within a week, he's never done it again.
Oh, okay. So it did work.
It absolutely worked. And we have a much better relationship now that, I get sleep through the night. And
that does help.
Yeah. He's weird though. I mean, he's a cat. Sometimes he just won't leave you alone. He stalks you and waits for you to sit down so he can get in your lap. And other times, like, you want to pet him and he's, nah, I got better things to do.
Yeah. Well, we have something similar to that as well. We have also, unfortunately, taken in a new cat. And I have a question as to whether or not this is a kitard.
Ah.
So let's see. Let me stop sharing that and share this little fella here who is a stray that comes around.
It's not that. Is that the hateful one, the hisser?
No, we have not seen. That was Chonky. Yeah. My wife really, really loved Chonky.
Well, everyone did, yeah.
Yeah, and we haven't seen Chonky in a few months.
Uh-oh, that's not good.
It's not looking good to ever see him again. I don't know what happened. Maybe somebody adopted him. Maybe he found a new place to roam, but we don't know what happened.
Man, so I get, as you can imagine, lost dog and cat flyers all the time. People want me to put up in my store, and I do, obviously.
Right.
The one downside for that, and it took me like 5 or 6 years to learn it, is when people find their pet, they don't come and take their signs back down. And, so they stay up there blocking the important ones forever. Mm-hmm. So I've started telling people, if you bring a sign in here, I'm good with that. I really want you to find your animal. I'm going to do everything I can. But either give me an email, a number I can text, something, because I'm going to check once a week and then once a month. And at some point, it needs to get pulled down. And, nobody wants to hear that at the time. But Jesus Christ, I'd have 10. And like once a year I'd call, and so many of them, oh yeah, we found him months ago,
God.
And it's like, but you can't, it's like yard sale signs. People don't want to go back around and take them down,
No, and they won't. They never will.
And it's a shame because it just makes you miss other things. And in this case, yeah. But anyway, there's this one lady whose cat has been missing since New Year's Eve. She ran from fireworks. I'm like, this isn't a dog, it's a cat. But evidently it ran from fireworks and they haven't seen it again. And she will not have me take that sign down. And man, this place is full of coyotes, bears, where I live is not a hospitable place for a cat that isn't very feral and wary,
Yes. Well, that's this little guy here is quite feral and quite wary, but he's become very comfortable. For a while, my wife was trying to balance because basically what would happen was Chunky would show up at our back door.
Uh-huh.
And so would this little guy who is named Stubbs.
I think I see why.
So, yeah, you can see that's all the tail he has there. It's not curved around behind the body or anything like that. No,
Right.
he's got a stub. He's got a stub of a tail. We don't know if that was the way he was born or if he lost it somewhere, but that's him. That's Stubbs.
You know, he kind of has those link spots.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But his head doesn't look like a hybrid wildcat, so I don't know.
Yeah, it's he's a goober, really. That's really all I can really say about him is that he is a complete and utter goober because he just kind of lays around like this all the time.
Aw.
That cat is my wife was trying to balance because him and Chunky would get into the whole thing of and just start, kind of growling at one another. We haven't seen Chunky in a while. Maybe Stubbs ran him off.
Well, it could. Yeah, I was gonna say it could
So
be
who
in Stubbs' belly. And look at the symmetry on those belly spots, dude. He looks like in the stripes in the arms and legs.
Yeah,
arms. You know what I mean? Front legs. Outside of that 100% domestic cat head, he looks like a wildcat.
he does. And it's funny that you say that because one of our favorite things was the fact that our neighborhood has a neighborhood Facebook page. And we lost Chuck again. Oh God, this is going to keep happening the rest of the night. All right. So anyway, I will.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yeah. Let's go. Come on, let's podcast.
All right. So basically, where was I? Now I forgot.
Oh, you were talking about the cats.
Yes.
How that one looks wild.
Yes, he does. So on our neighborhood Facebook page, somebody posted one day, "Everyone be careful on so-and-so street. There's a bobcat walking the fence."
You don't think they didn't see a 10-pound cat and go, "Oh, bobcat walking the fence"?
Yes, they did.
Oh.
They absolutely did. There was a Facebook page, and so of course I posted. I said, "You know what? That's actually Stubbs." And unfortunately, I didn't get to it in time because there was a big long discussion at one point.
Oh no!
One woman said, "I swear there's a 30-pound bobcat."
Oh no!
Walking the fence in the neighborhood. Take your kids inside.
Wow!
And it was this goober and I had to explain to everybody, no, it's Stubbs. Stubbs is friendly. He's not going to bother anybody. He's not going to hurt anybody. He's not as far as I can tell, he's not a bobcat. He may be.
He's 100% not a bobcat.
He may be partially what they call a pixie bob.
Yeah.
Because they're born this way, but eventually he's so reliable and regular, unlike what Chunky was. We were able to TNR him. So we got him trapped. He's been neutered. You can't really tell there, but right on.
No, I don't see any balls.
Well, yeah. Well, no, right there on the ear, it's clipped.
Oh, okay.
The ear is clipped. Yeah. So the other animal control knows that but this is Stubbs. So Stubbs is the one that hangs around now. And that's the kitty that we have currently. Well, my wife is currently adopted.
You think you're going to bring it inside?
We've tried. Our indoor cat is not a fan at all.
So you still have a cat. Okay.
We have one. Yes. We lost the other one during the pandemic.
I'm very sorry. What do you have? Cheerio? What's your cat left?
Well, let's see. Yeah. Frodo passed away. We still have Fudge, not Cheerio.
Oh, Fudge. Sorry.
Cheerio.
No, I that's a subconscious thing. I said this on the podcast 12 years ago. We had a cat when I was got a kitten when I was little,
mm-hmm.
and and my mom said, "What do you want to name it?" And I said, "Cheerio." And she said, "Oh, that's such a great name and everything." And then, you know, that was just the cat's name for a day. And somebody asked, why Cheerio? And I pointed at his little butthole because his tail was always up. And yeah, Cheerio became Mittens.
Oh God.
Yeah, my sister got to name her.
Cheerio. Well, hello, Cheerio. Well, yeah.
Yeah.
So we lost Frodo. Unfortunately there was a lot of loss over the course of the pandemic. I understand you
Holy
lost
shit.
as well.
Yeah. Well, I lost my mom. That's pretty big. And yeah, my best friend died.
Oh.
No, and I shouldn't say my best friend currently. My best friend currently is alive and well, but like my childhood best friend
Yeah.
we played football K through 12.
Mm-hmm.
We bizarrely lived on the same 2 different streets twice. Our parents divorced. Well, not twice. Once they divorced.
Mm-hmm.
But I moved to a place, and then before the school year would even start, he did.
Right.
So on the 3 different places I lived, from being born to graduating and leaving Shelby, North Carolina, my good friend Drew lived on the same street as me.
Yeah.
And that's kind of bizarre that 3 times
That's
you
an
know,
interesting coincidence. Sure.
families would wind up. It's a small town, but not that small.
Right.
But when we were little kids, one day we were running through some backyards in the summertime too in Shelby,
Mhm.
Brutal heat, and we see this snowman, or these snowballs anyway, in this backyard.
Mhm.
And I don't mean snowballs small, like they were. One of them was probably 3 feet across, and the other was 2, maybe. And we were just playing in it and going, "Oh my God, there's snow in January." And as it turned out, the dad came out and said, "Yeah, play in it while you can. It's not going to last long." He said our grandson was over and built a snowman,
Mhm.
and we had to trick him. Well, we had to make him think we were going to keep it in the freezer for him till next year, and we actually left the damn thing in the freezer for 6 months, and just got around to hauling it out.
Oh.
One of those big chest freezers. They never go into it. And so Drew and I were talking one time about, we say these prayers at night and at the table and stuff. I don't think anybody's really listening to you, doing that kind of kid stuff.
Sure.
Doubting what a lot of adult figures in your life are saying.
Right.
And we made a pact that if whichever one of us died first would let the other guy know
Yeah.
if there's something in the afterlife.
Okay. That's
and we almost got in a fight over it because I said, "Well, I'm going to send you a sign of like some snow in the middle of summer or some shit way out of season that just makes no sense at all." And he got mad and he was like, "No, it's mine," And so we practically fought about it. And then when it was over, he goes, "Well, I'm all right, fine. You called it first, but I'm going to be a bird and I'm just going to shit on you." And I'm like, "All right, fine." And we brought that up every few years,
Mhm.
Well, Drew had a bad drinking problem. And I was right there with him for a couple years of it.
Right.
And he kept it together enough by never drinking liquor or wine, only drinking like light beer, but he'd drink 20 of them a night. Yeah. And he eventually, man, I'll skip a lot of backstory. He moved to Asheville at the end, to try to be near me, and it was horrible.
Right.
But my man did pass.
Yeah.
And I didn't know. You know, we only texted here and there.
Mhm.
And this was right after the pandemic had started. And I'd sent him a couple texts. He hadn't answered. I didn't think a lot about it. And I was at work one day, and a mutual roommate of ours and my best friend called and said, "Hey, man, or do you ever get on Facebook anymore?" And I was like, "Not really." He goes, "Well, yeah, and Drew died."
Mm.
And I was like, I got chills
Yeah.
because the evening before, I was sitting on my porch with my internet lady,
Mm-hmm.
and like it was dark enough. There shouldn't even be birds out. Must have been a fucking owl. I mean, but it was this. I got this giant crow shit right on my forearm the night before. I'm like, what the fuck is this? And I go wash. I don't think another thing about it. And the next day, yeah, our mutual friend calls and says Drew died, who had said he would shit on me as a bird because I took the idea he wanted as our signal later in life, you know.
The only way that story would be better is if like some goddamn emu came up to you and just dropped a huge pile, right?
Well, yeah. Someone's loose emu, yeah.
Yeah. Oh man. That's a set.
But dude, it just kind of fucked with my mind a little because
Yeah.
I've been pretty clear. I believe what I can kind of see and wrap my head around, and that's that we live here this number of years, and when you're gone, it's all over.
Mhm.
But my man came back and gave me a signal from the afterlife, and an agreed upon one for 30 plus years.
That's
Yeah,
pretty
so,
cool.
yeah.
It's pretty cool. You know, that's one of the plot points in the Netflix series, The Midnight Club, as well.
Oh yeah, they promised to.
And I understand that you also watched Lock and Key, didn't you?
Yeah, we watched like 2 seasons. You know why?
Why?
Because
There was a pandemic and there was nothing else to do.
well, that and my internet lady heard me saying lock and key and and calling it all these different things.
Mhm.
And she watched a trailer for it and said, it's no dumber than everything else we watch. Why don't we? And I quite enjoyed a season and a half of it or so. And it kind of lost me,
Yeah.
but a lot of shows do. It
So
doesn't
I've heard. Yeah, I watched the first season. I was like, it was an okay adaptation, but from what my wife tells me, the second season wasn't worth watching, really.
Well, see, there's no adaptation factor for me. I never
Right.
saw shit.
Yeah, you go into it
yeah.
cold.
Yeah.
You enjoy. I loved the books. The books were really good. So now that's a very weird story, but kind of almost well, and I don't want to say a feel good story, but way because somebody died. That's nothing feels good about that, but a touching story. I had a very weird occurrence that occurred in my life over the course of the pandemic.
I hope you're gonna tell me the wonderful story about your D&D friend.
Yeah, I think I am.
Good.
Yeah, I'm not going to give any names because this guy is a friend of a friend. Okay. And I met this guy through our mutual friend. So I played board games with the guy at their house and so he was a nice guy, really smart guy, but you could tell, like what you said, you could tell he could put away the alcohol and he had a pretty rough life coming up. He had issues with drugs and that kind of stuff. I'm saying you could tell that he always seemed to be on the verge of being manic, like some kind of manic episode coming. He lived here in the Austin area a few years back, and that's where I got to know him through our mutual friend who has known this guy for all of his adult life, pretty much from about age 17, 18 on. They've known each other. They've been friends. So played board games with the guy, got to know him. He was a nice guy. And so we gave him a ride home a few times because he didn't have a car at the time. It's just a good deal. We were doing good things and hanging out and that kind of thing. Well, he moved out of Texas probably about a year and a half before the pandemic hit. Got married in a whirlwind kind of thing, but that's kind of the way he does things. He's a very whirlwind kind of guy. Like I said, he's always seems to be on the verge of a manic episode. Well, he's not going to get a chance to do any of that kind of whirlwind stuff anymore because he is now serving life in prison without the possibility of parole for murdering his wife.
Yeah. And
I was like, whoa, it's a weird feeling. It's like, I know a guy that's doing life. I sat and played board games with the guy.
What games did you play besides D&D?
Let's see. We played Axis and Allies. We did not play D&D. It wasn't just D&D. We would have if we had gotten around to it, but we played Axis and Allies. And we played Castles of Burgundy, which is a really good game, by the way.
Is it an engine builder?
It is, yes. It's really ugly to look at, but it's a good game. It's a good little engine builder.
You know my favorite engine builder?
What?
The only one I play, so it's my favorite. It's a Wonderful World.
It's a wonderful. I don't know that one.
Play it on. There's a beta version you can play free on Board Game Arena.
Okay.
And basically, you're.
Are we losing you? Are we losing you? I think we're losing you. There he went. We saw it happen live right there. Oh yeah. Oh, hey, thanks, Luke. Luke lets us know here on the in the comment section. Thank you guys for watching. Scythe is a good engine builder. That is one that's on my list. I've had Scythe on my list for board games for quite a while and just haven't gotten around to playing with it. But yes, Castles of Burgundy, again, like I said, I think they've redesigned it recently. So the art is a lot better, but the old versions, it's just ugly to look at. It's just tones of brown and green, but man, it's a really good little engine builder. It's a fun little point generator that you can really you get things set up and you can really get things going and rolling. It's fun in that regard. We'll see if Chuck comes back at any time soon. But yeah, Scythe is definitely on my list. I want to get Scythe going as well.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you now. Yes.
Okay. Yeah. See, it only takes a second or two. I just have to realize I've lost it. Anyway, it should have cut me off because I was rambling about this game.
Yeah, but yeah, it's so we played that, and we played I think we played Roll for the Galaxy. What?
Roll for the Galaxy.
That's a fun game too. That's a really
somebody in the naming department needs to be fired, but
because it was originally, I think, a card-based game called Race for the Galaxy. And they decided the designer, they worked on a redesign of it to kind of streamline it a little bit. And they made it more of a dice roller instead of cards. So
yeah, see, I don't roll any dice in my games.
So it's Roll for the Galaxy now. And it's a good one. It's a good game.
You like games with dice, don't you?
I do.
Yeah. I feel like either I don't or I haven't discovered any I like. Like you turn me on to Jaipur. We play it all the time.
Yep, Jaipur's good. You might like Sagrada if you haven't played that.
I have not. We play that awesome version of Azul,
right?
The octagon, I guess, but it's diamonds around the edges.
Is too.
Yeah. We play Hive, although
Hive is a lot of fun.
Christine won't play me at Hive anymore. I've been playing online with some of the Hive champions and stuff, like literally the guy that wrote the book,
right?
And the Book of Hive, it's called.
The Book of Hive.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
But it's chess, dude. Hive is chess without a board.
oh, it is.
And
It is.
people who are really good at it, they're gonna wipe you. And yeah, I'm decent at it.
Right. Yeah. So yeah, I was playing board games with this guy, and he would later go on to murder his wife. Now,
How'd he kill her?
let's see. I'm looking at some of the details of it. Basically, he and his wife had gotten into a fight.
All right, can I make 2 guesses?
Okay. Yeah.
Let's see, my initial would be handgun, but I'm gonna go with strangle or stab. No, I'm gonna go with strangle or bludgeon.
Okay. Well, you should have stayed with your first guess,
Handgun.
because what had happened was they got into a fight, and apparently he was really sick of her laughing and taunting him. He said that she provoked him to hit her, and he tried to choke her, but he was too drunk.
So I still get credit. That's how
You still get credit, because after that,
he went and got a weapon. Yeah.
he went and got a knife. Yes.
Oh.
And he stabbed her. And, officers showed up at the place.
But did he call?
I don't remember the detail. I don't know if he called or somebody had called. And
I watch a lot of crime shows.
Wait, okay. So let's see. Yeah, apparently, I'm looking back at it. Apparently, officers saw her body through the window that was passing by, and they came in, and he said he was going to confess in a fit of rage. I murdered my wife. I didn't mean to. And you're just like, whoa. He said he couldn't take it anymore, her taunting him.
Man, I've been taunted in my life. I can remember losing something, a sporting event or something, really terribly, and being taunted by an opponent or strangers in a crowd or something. But you can't, I can't imagine as an adult someone taunting you, and that just that hurt my ego so much. Well, it's like you just say, shut up.
You remember how I said he always seemed to be a little bit on the edge of kind of a manic episode?
See, and I kind of wonder what you meant. Like, either you're having a manic, I don't know what about to looks like. So
I don't, like I said, he's a friend of a friend.
Yeah.
So I don't know, but I do know
he's a little intense.
I do know he is intense. He's extremely smart. I mean, the guy is just smart as a whip.
Yep.
But according to my friend he said the real problem has always been, he had a very troubled childhood. He's always been really kind of in deep with drugs and alcohol as a result of that. And I don't know, there may be a touch of like manic depressiveness there as well.
What kind of drugs are we talking?
Hard drug, really hard drugs. We're talking cocaine. We're talking, I think probably some amphetamine as well. He would do a lot of, pretty sure he's done a good bit of hallucinogens, if I remember correctly from what he told me.
Hallucinogens aren't, unless you just lose your mind while you're on them. He
would be the type to try it. He said he was always up for trying.
I think it's stuff like speed and coke and that makes people.
But yeah, he's like I said, really, really smart. But man, he could not hold it together in this situation. And I'm wondering how much lockdown had to do with that. I wondered, because if they were in lockdown and they were just in that apartment or house or whatever it was together, hour after hour, day after day, and with like no pressure release valve,
and she's constantly just.
It reminded me of the story of the guy that shot his wife and then called 911. Have you heard that audio?
Only when you were testing your audio out.
Okay.
But I didn't hear the whole thing. So yeah.
All right.
kinda
So
interested.
I'm going to share this. This is a classic piece of audio. One of the most amazing things I have ever heard. This is actually part of a news report. We'll play this and you'll hear a man talking to 911 who has just shot his wife.
Nice. What year?
This would have been at least 15 years ago, maybe more.
So 2008-ish. All right.
Maybe
Yeah.
more. It could be 2005 or so. I'm not exactly sure.
North Richland Hills 911.
That's it.
Hello?
This is Freddie Wilhite.
How can I help you?
I shot my wife in the stomach with 38.
67-year-old Fred Wilhite is now in jail accused of murder.
Is she still there?
Yeah, she's laying on the floor.
And what is your name?
Freddie Wilhite.
Where's the gun at?
What?
Where's the gun?
It's in the closet.
Why did you do this?
She enticed me and she ridiculed me throughout my lifetime.
This when I heard this story about this guy that I played board games with and what happened in there, all I could hear in my mind was him telling that cop, she enticed me. I was like, it's this all over again.
Freddie Wilhite Part 2.
Neighbors are not surprised by the violence. The husband and wife lived in separate homes next to each other.
The last time I talked to her, she said that he drank a lot.
Fred, as we called him, would get on his lawnmower and mow up and down the road with the blade. He's like we call the village idiot out here.
Oh, wow.
8432 Gifford?
That's it, baby.
Baby.
I'll see if she's alive.
Sir?
You alive? Yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
Just off of the you alive or are you dead? Huh? It's like, oh my God.
Yes, she's
You
dead.
there?
I'm here.
there?
Sir, I'm here.
I think she's dead.
Wilhite entered to
I
police
think
with his
so,
hands
yeah.
in the air.
I don't think you shot
Wife
her in the
Donna was
stomach.
pronounced dead at a Fort Worth hospital.
I was just
Oh,
like,
she was really, really nice. Poor lady.
They was a strange couple. There was always things going on. It was just a matter of time.
Oh. You never hear that.
yeah,
They
It
always
was
pretend
just
they
a matter of-
never expected it.
it was
My man
just a
says.
matter of time.
My man says it was bound to happen.
It was
Wow.
just a matter of time. I'm just like, yeah. When I read this, I was like, all I could hear was over and over again was that guy I know. Just she enticed me. She
Mhm.
ridiculed me all
For
my
years.
years. And I'm just like, oh my God. Oh my God. So yeah, it was that was our mutual friend. I mean, it was really rough on him because I mean, this guy is like probably his lifelong, at least as long as he's been an adult friend. It's been tough for him. He's just like, I don't know. Who it was just weird.
It's terrible, man. You know, what are you gonna do?
Yeah,
It's freaky when shit like that happens. And
oof. Well, let's see. Oh, I know what we can do here. Let me put you on the spot real quick.
this is Professor Chuck Turtleman's news round, but I didn't write any headlines.
You don't have any headlines. We had to do the jingle. Sorry, the volume was too low.
Well, we discussed if I should write some, and you said, "Nah, we're just doing a little run."
We're
through
gonna
it."
wing it tonight.
Yeah,
We're gonna wing it.
I should have anyway.
So- And I really only have one thing to share. I thought I would share that this came across the news. today.
Hey! Can I take a quick wee break?
We're live.
Yeah, I know, and I made it like what, an hour and 15 minutes now.
Do you have the bladder of a thimble or something? I mean, a bladder like a
See,
thimble.
I'd already be back by now. Oh, hold on. But
All
tell
right,
your thing.
go for it. Go for it. Go for
I
it.
can't wait to hear this news story.
I'll stall.
Thank
I'll
you.
stall and talk to the live audience here. So everybody, those of you that I see, a few of you are in here. I wasn't expecting a lot of people. I was informed after I had already scheduled this by another person on the Facebook page. It's like, well, Perry's going live at this time too. And I was like, oh, no, I didn't. I did not know that. So yeah, we're competing with Perry and apparently the big three. So sorry about that, but we got to get a few of these under our belt before we can really kind of get this thing working and going. If you guys like this format, like I said, I'm going to put the audio out on the podcast feed. So everybody's going to hear this. They won't see it, but they'll at least hear it. And they can come here and watch it again if they want. If you like this kind of thing, I would like to keep doing more of these, but again, I can't promise Chuck will always be available. I can't promise Booze will always be available. Booze being, depending on the time, 5-6 hours ahead at a time, that's going to be tough to swing, but maybe we could schedule some things occasionally. So, but if you guys are interested and enjoy it,
All right, I'm back.
I like this format. I was just letting them know. I was told on Facebook earlier when I was putting up the post to promote this, somebody let me know. I said, you realize you're going live at the same time as Perry, right? And I was like,
oh, is that true?
Oh, I see. So that's probably going to keep the numbers down a little bit. So Perry is probably going to be a lot more. Now, look who's good. I swear to God. Damn it, Turtleman. We got to get you better equipment. So, yes, if you like these, and I would like to do more of this, sometimes I may just come on solo. If you guys think I'm interesting enough. I don't think I am, but Wayne Moore. Okay, I see you there, Wayne. I would like to have had some monkey news. I could not find it. I could not find more. Well, I should say I couldn't find very recent monkey news, but I did find a news item that I saw that kind of made me go, what? And we're about to cover that here in just a second.
Am I on?
Yes, you are. The whole show has been you. Am I on?
Yeah, well, we'll cut that out in post.
You know what? No, we won't. Because it takes too much time. But I was going to say, yeah, see, look here. They want some monkey news. I don't have monkey news. If you had some monkey news, I'd be willing to hear it. But
oh man, we did. We had I've submitted like I bet 200 monkey news stories. Emerson has a good point.
Yes, he does. Looky there. Emerson has pointed out in the chat, does anyone really expect a turtle man to run a computer correctly?
See, here's the thing. I'm running it correctly. It's losing connection at some point, and I have to unplug the USB and plug it back in. Then when I get back on, StreamYard automatically defaults me to muted for some reason, and I have to unmute myself. And so that's why I can't hear if I'm on, so I have to ask him. So anyway. Yeah. Oh man, Luke M asks a great question. And by the way, Luke M, I'm very happy about you adopting a kitten or kittens, you said earlier. And I didn't get around to commenting because I think I was on mute. But yeah, so my granddad did have monkeys, Luke. Thanks for asking. Yeah, my granddaddy Price. He had 2 monkeys, a boy monkey and a girl monkey, Pete and Miss Pete.
God,
Pete was a boy monkey
again.
Miss Pete was a girl monkey. Anyway, Pete was really sweet. He got him first. Got him as a little baby monkey at a gas station in Florida. And I forget what he paid for him, but it even seemed really cheap back then when I was a little kid. And, $10 sounded like $1 million. Yeah, he probably paid like $13 for this monkey. And he was really sweet. And he was the most awesome thing I could ever have asked to have in my life once a weekend when we'd go over there. Because man, that was a cool fucking monkey, and he had good manners. I mean, he learned very quickly. Well, Pete started hitting puberty, I think, was really where the problems came. And when monkeys hit puberty, hate to say this, they just start, boy monkeys anyway, like Pete, start masturbating. So then Pete had these had to wear pants or diapers or overalls all the time. So my granddad, rather than get him castrated like you're supposed to, thought it'd be a hot idea to just get him a girl monkey.
Yeah.
And he found one because obviously he won't spend a lot on monkey, we've established. He found one at a carnival. I shit you not, Belasco, this monkey had her face eaten off by another monkey. So it was just like a skull. There were these nose holes and teeth showing. She had no lips or nose at all. She was the most horrifying thing. And on top of that, she was a fucking asshole. She was a horrible, mean monkey. Like, I can remember going out there and just to give him, some peanuts and a banana and stuff, just to feed the fucking monkey. And she would hide because monkeys, funnily enough, as much as they'll just shit in their hand and throw it at you, they really like privacy to shit. So you have to build them almost a little outhouse thing. She would hide behind the wall of that and wait until you were just peering through the cage trying to find her. Oh God, because your big thing is, did the monkey get out? Because they had both gotten out. And when monkeys get out, it ain't like your dog. They're in the fucking neighbor's tree eating all his apples,
Oh God.
And laughing at him. But that fucking bitch would just hide until you're just all quiet and looking, going, oh, is she even in there? And then she'd blow up out of it and just grab the fence and scream. Oh. And now imagine this monkey screaming with no lips and kind of no hair on her face because all the skin had been chewed off by another monkey. However, interestingly enough, Pete found her attractive enough to have sex with on the regular. And Granddad always joked he'd name the baby Repeat if they had a baby, but at some point, oh, this is what it was. Yeah, Miss Pete got out, and a neighbor wound up shooting her.
Oh, and when they interviewed the neighbor said, she enticed me.
Oh, that fucking, I guarantee you, whoever shot that monkey was well within their rights. I don't even know what happened. I'm about to guarantee you that. She was very aggressive and horrible. And anyone frightened and run into their house by a monkey, especially if it follows them into their home, I think you're well within your rights to dispatch that goddamn monkey.
What I've posted here on the screen here.
Oh, dude, that's the most disturbing picture I ever saw.
Well, see, this was I was thinking about. I've been playing around with AI art a lot. Where you just give an AI a prompt and it will.
You sure have.
For you, I've been playing with a lot of this, and I'm knowing this story, and having heard it dozens of times over the past 12 years now.
Why am I an amputee with monkey feet?
This is what I'm saying. AI is not perfect. The prompt I put in was basically monkey bites boy.
It evidently bit my whole arm off.
Apparently,
and
it did, but
turned me into a monkey from the waist down.
as I posted, and I put this in Facebook too, instead, the AI decided instead of monkey bites, Chuck Turtleman, it's basically monkey gives Chuck Turtleman a titty twister. And I don't know why, but that's what it went with.
Well, and it's a chimp too, not a monkey.
So,
I feel like it's grabbing the other arm to bite it off too.
it might be. It might be, but yeah. So I wonder,
Talk
are we
about
actually going to get
stumpy.
some news?
Oh yeah.
All right. Let me read some news here. You don't have a headline, so we don't need the beeps.
In Little
German.
Caesars news and German news, I don't even know what stories in Germany.
Speaking of AI made a mistake and promoted something.
Oh shit! Yes, that's a good story. You can drop the copter and beeps.
All right. So yes, this came across the news today. Let me share this with you. It's well, KFC made a boo-boo today. So what we've got here, KFC apologizes after Kristallnacht promotion in Germany.
Now, I'm not real up on my German, but Kristallnacht sounds bad.
It is, yes. KFC apologized this week for sending a mobile app alert telling German customers to treat yourself on Kristallnacht. Kristallnacht, or Night of Broken Glass, refers to the pogroms against Jewish people in Germany and Austria carried out by the Nazis in November of 1938.
That's terrible.
Some consider it the beginning of the Holocaust. On Wednesday, Yum Brands chain sent out a notification that reportedly said, "It's Memorial Day for Kristallnacht. Treat yourself with more tender cheese on your crispy chicken." Now at KF Cheese.
Do the Germans put cheese on their fried chicken?
That's what it sounds like. And that may be the most disturbing part of this story.
Put more tender cheese. See, it's that shitty American cheddar cheese.
Yeah.
And they're just draping beautiful fried chicken in that.
Yep. Yeah. It's not good. It's not good. Yes.
I don't know what I'm more offended by.
Yeah. KFC said the notification contained an obviously unplanned, insensitive, and unacceptable message. We understand and respect the gravity and history of this day and remain committed to equity, inclusion, and belonging for us all. The fried chicken chain said that it uses a bot linked to national observances. Bot is basically kind of like an AI, which, as we've seen with images that I've showed you, it's not perfect. Linked to national observances to create notifications for its mobile app.
So, Belasco.
Yes.
How many countries is KFC in?
I know they go as far as Japan.
Wouldn't you say there are hundreds of thousands of KFC? It's a gigantic franchise.
Yes. Oh, yes.
All you would have to do is hire one person. Like, I would do it part-time for $20 a week just because it'd be fun. One human being to make sure anything that bot's about to put out is, good to go.
Yeah, it could be fun just to see what comes across the wire.
Sure. But no, they just let AI do that shit. And this is what you get.
Yeah. Luke says American cheese isn't even cheese. It is some kind of plastic petroleum product.
Oh, that cheddar or the stuff they call American cheese.
Mm-hmm.
What an embarrassing thing to be known as American cheese,
Oh,
like I will not get cheese on any burger if I'm not at a fancy place ever.
Right. Yeah, and it's highly processed. It's full of terrible oils, which I have cut out of my life entirely and has made my life better. Avoid that stuff. It's not real cheese. It's more akin to plastic than it is to cheese.
Hey, Belasco, if I were to FaceTime you, could you share it on screen?
I might be able to. Yeah.
My terrible cat has decided to come join me.
Okay. Well, let's see. We'll do this little experiment. We're gonna have to wrap it up here soon, but we'll we'll do this as an experiment.
Yeah, and I also sent you a picture of my Jeep truck, which I want you to show, and we should briefly talk about.
Okay. Let's see what we got here. All right. Okay, I see you there.
Uh-huh.
Oh, yeah, now we're getting the echo here.
Well, I should turn the volume down on this then.
Let me turn the volume down here too. So
Did that help?
No, just a second. Don't talk for a second because I've got to fix something. Let's see. FaceTime. We are going to turn FaceTime all the way down. Okay. Now let's see. Say something now.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yeah, you're still echoing a little bit, but it's not
All right. Should I talk into this microphone? Or should I?
It's your phone is picking it up. Your phone is picking it up, and then I'm transmitting it out. So it's just it's going to create a duplicate.
Okay, so real quick, let me. How do you do that reverse thing? Nope. How about that? Nope. Yep. All right, so this is Jack.
All right, let me try to share it. Let's see if we can do this. And we are, wow, this is a real roundabout way of doing things, but there's Jack.
Hey, Jack. Hey, buddy. You want to say hey to the people? You wanna talk?
Jack does not look happy.
Cat got your tongue? Oh, he has resting bitch face. He's purring. He's happy. But he has, yeah, he's very happy.
Well, we lost Chuck, but we still have his camera. All right. Well, there goes Chuck. And he does look like a good boy. Luke's right. Yeah, that was pretty interesting. We were streaming a FaceTime. That was bizarre. I never would have imagined we would have to even try that, but I'm glad we did because it was interesting. Oh, goodness. So, yes, we did the Crystal Knox story, which is a terrible thing. Oof. Let's see. That I think might cover a lot of what we wanted to cover tonight. So I think we're probably gonna wrap it up here in just a bit as soon as I can get Chuck back on to say goodnight. We appreciate you guys hanging in there with us and staying on us about doing a show because yeah, we've been wanting to do it too. And
can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you now.
Hey, well, guess what? Show my Jeep truck, and I'm going to talk about that.
Oh God, where are you sending it?
I already did a long time ago to your phone.
Oh, you did. Okay.
Yeah.
There it is, right there. Your Jeep truck.
So did I fall out while I was filming the cat?
Yep, you did.
Oh.
Yep. I still had your video, but you yourself dropped out.
Oh.
So open with preview. There we go. Now maybe it'll show your Jeep truck. Share. There it is.
Now Belasco has given me a lot of shit about my new whip. He's a little jealous because I'm flossing.
I'm not jealous at all, especially not at these gas prices.
I'll have you know, I get about 18
gallons to the mile.
Yeah,
that's what I thought. So I'm sure that's whew.
It's very fun to drive, and it's very fun to take on trails and off road, and I do that with it.
Mm-hmm.
And it hauls the shit I need to haul.
How about that?
Yeah. In style. It's got a computer in it and everything.
And style is what you needed rather than just like a truck bed.
I have a truck bed.
Well, I mean, just like an actual truck.
It is an actual truck. It's the same truck bed my old Chevy had. It's a 5-foot bed, just like a normal
So you
mid-size pickup.
you bought a truck at what, a couple, 20, 30K premium.
Try about 50. Yeah. Yeah.
So you could have saved 50, maybe invested it. Well, you know what? Seeing as how Bitcoin and stock
And
market is
seeing
doing-
as how short life is.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Emerson. Oh, a redneck Porsche. Yes. It's kind of is. I think there's one of those down the street from me. And every time I go by it, I just like, I bet that's what Turtleman has. Sit there and
It's
just shake my head like Clint Eastwood in Gran Torino.
No, Clint Eastwood. Well, first off, this thing predates the Rambler or the Wrangler. They just re-released it. And it's a Wrangler with a truck bed. That's exactly what the motor, suspension, whole front half of the part that makes it go is.
All right. Well,
Yeah.
I was in the process of wrapping things up.
Yeah.
And saying goodnight because
you were trying to do that shit without me, and man, I had to get back on real quick.
well, I wasn't going to go without you being able to say goodbye either. So,
all right,
thank you, those of you that are here.
Yeah, and thank you everybody for listening later and still subscribing to a podcast that haven't put anything out in 2 years.
Yeah,
we'll be back, and hopefully we'll have booze next time.
I hope so.
Wait, what's that I hear? Is there a call coming in?
I don't think so, but we'll see.
Well, check in a minute then.
Okay, I will. In the meantime, we're gonna go, and you guys take care, and we'll be back again. We'll do something. We'll do this again much sooner than we have the last time. Last one. So,
in other words, it will at least be before 2026.
Right. Absolutely. So, good night.
Good night, everybody. Stay sexy.
Stay sexy.
And we said that before that stupid murder show.
Yeah, we did.
Like by 2 years.
All right. Good night.
Good night, everybody.
Hello. Hello. I thought this was the...
Hey, wait, is that Booze? Extended podcast. Is Booze here?